When we hear the term ground zero, a lot of images come to mind. As Americans, our minds are drawn to Manhattan, New York. Perhaps the image in our heads is a hole in the ground that is a place of devastation where the Twin Towers came down in September of 2011. Why do we call it ground zero? Well, it's the place where we as a nation united in our grief and our mourning. It's a place not only where we united, but we moved forward. It was a place where everything changed for us. We determined that as we move forward, we would never allow that to happen again, and we would never forget what took place there. Ground zero is a place where something was launched, something was different. In terms of our lives as human beings and throughout all of human history, there is a major ground zero. In terms of our relationship with God, that ground zero is a little town in Palestine, in Israel, called Bethlehem. A little forgotten place, a historic place that's mentioned throughout the Old Testament. It's a town that has no major significance except for that it was the birthplace of one of Israel's greatest kings, David. But when you think about that town of Bethlehem, it truly was ground zero in terms of God's redemptive plan. It's the place where Jesus was born, the Messiah came, and from that place and from that moment forward, as we think about Christmas, it's the place where God began to say to us, there is hope. I have sent my Son. You can have a relationship with me. I, from this point forward, extend to you my grace and forgiveness. As you move toward Christmas, I encourage you to reflect back to those moments when Mary and Joseph held that little baby at ground zero. And as they tried to contemplate all that was about to happen and contemplate what the angels had told them would be true of this child, Bethlehem, that little out-of-the-way place, is truly ground zero. And as you reflect this Christmas, can I encourage you, even today as your heart prepares to celebrate the birth of the Messiah, to realize that this was a game changer. Nothing would be the same. And that this disruption of human history offers you the disruption of salvation in Jesus Christ. May God bless you as you worship the Savior, as you celebrate His birth, and as you reflect back on the ground zero of our faith, that little place, that little town, Bethlehem.